Hey there, gardeners. It's been a while since I've posted a video, and I wanted to say first of all thank you to those of you who are new to my gardening blog page on Facebook. Thank you for liking my page. I really appreciate it. My name is Bobbi Taylor. I'm under the name of Country Garden Girl with Bobbi Taylor on Facebook. And I do have a YouTube channel, and I may post this on YouTube. I haven't actually posted that much on YouTube because, for one thing, I don't really have the nerve to do that, and secondly, I don't really feel like I have the proper camera equipment to post really good quality videos. But you know, I'm not doing this to become a YouTuber. I'm just doing this to maybe inspire you to do some gardening, and we'll learn some things together. So anyway, if I do happen to post this on Facebook, not Facebook, I will post it on Facebook, but on YouTube, I would really appreciate if you would like and subscribe to my channel. I only have like 20 some subscribers, maybe not even that many, but you need 100 subscribers to have an HTTP address for YouTube. So I'd like to kind of get there, but you know, I know I just haven't done anything on YouTube. But that's not what I want to talk about today. For my 60th birthday, I told my husband what I would like would be to extend my enclosed garden area. So he and I kind of went back and forth on what to do, what would work. And at first we talked about doing a full garden enclosure, you know, completely enclosed, just big enough so the pollinators could get in there and pollinate, you know, the veggies and the flowers and things. But and if you've gardened any and you know you've done produce, you know that the critters will come in. Like for instance, melons. I had beautiful cantaloupes last year, and I did harvest quite a few. But then there were quite a few that were just ready to pick. The next morning I came out, and there was one bite out of each melon that was ready. So I'm like, you know, why didn't you just eat the whole melon? You just had to take one bite out of each. So we thought about doing a garden enclosure, but we talked about it, excuse me, and we really just decided that, you know, we don't have a cold storage area to keep our produce over, such as, you know, squash or potatoes or onions or something like that. So it's just kind of a hobby garden, so we just eat on the produce over the summer, and we share some with our children and grandchildren, and you know, they share their produce from their garden. So we decided we really didn't need to go to the work and the expense of the full garden enclosure, so we would just deal with the animals as they came. But I do want to show you what we did. I want to show you the new beds that we bought. The new beds I bought, I have 3 of them. They are by a company called Vego Garden. Vego. I'm not sure how to pronounce it because I've never heard it. I've only talked to them through email. But it's vegogarden.com. And these beds are metal. They're corrugated metal. The ones that I have are 17 inches deep, and they're called modular beds, so you can configure them. They come in pieces. You can configure them whatever works best for your garden. We did the rectangular shape, which is about 3.5 feet wide by a little over 6 feet long and 17 inches deep. So that's pretty big garden space, and we have 3 of those. The other beds that I have from last year are called Stratco, Straco, Stratco. So you can look those up online. They're about 12 to 14 inches deep, and they're not as big, but they've been really good beds. Last year I did carrots and radishes and onions in those beds and things like that. They've been really good too. So Vego Garden, VEGO garden.com, and Stratco would be the 2 that I would be talking about today. I do have 4 other beds that were originally from Walmart. They're like maybe 6 inches deep, and they're sort of a plastic, and Walmart doesn't sell those anymore, but they're really good for, like, I use those for my cut flower garden. So they've been great. They've held up great. But the reason why I wanted to just show you this garden expansion is maybe to give you some ideas for your garden. Like I said, I'm not trying to become a famous YouTuber or anything like that. I just love to garden, and I love to share with you, and I love to hear your responses. So when you comment on a post or something, for one thing, that just gives the blogger or the vlogger or whatever just like encouragement. And it also helps if you're on Facebook. It also helps Facebook see, oh, okay, people are watching what this person is doing, so we will let other people see it. So that's kind of the way Facebook works. But anyway, so I really appreciate your likes, your comments, your shares. When someone shares one of my posts, it's like, oh, that's so sweet. And you know, it just really gives you this boost. So thank you for doing that. I think that's all I wanted to say before I turn the camera around and actually show you the garden beds and the new garden area. But my husband, I don't know if I said this, but my husband is so amazing. I call him Sweet William. His name is William, but his nickname is Bill, but I call him Sweet William, especially when he does sweet stuff for me. Because, you know, he could really care less about gardening, although he grew up gardening, and maybe that's why he could care less. I don't know. Anyway, but when I told him what I wanted to do, he's just so precise about everything, and he measures. And, you know, he does the man measuring thing where you put one foot in front of the other and you step it off. Maybe some ladies do that too. I don't do that, but he measures a lot of things that way. But he, you know, he set the beds, and he measured in between, and we expanded the fence, and we put new poultry wire around to keep the bunnies out. And so just Sweet William did this for me for my birthday, for my 60th birthday. So I really appreciate that. All right, so I'm going to turn the camera around, and I'm getting, 7 minutes here. So please stick with me. We'll only be a few more minutes, okay? But I'm going to turn the camera around, and we will look at the gardening beds and the new expansion. All right, hang on. All right, so here we are. I'm standing at the gate of the garden, and you can see the 4 beds that I was talking about from Walmart. I'll back up a little bit, and I've got tulips growing in there. Yay! I'm so excited. But the beds have all been prepared and ready to go for, planting and things. And like I said, I will be planting cut flowers in these 4 beds. I'm going to be planting my sweet peas, my flowering sweet peas that I have ready to go pretty soon. They're hardening off in my greenhouse, so I'm excited about this. But I wanted to show you what, if you can see, let me see if I can find in here. This is a raised bed here. Oh, I can't see any of the little green right now, but I have bells of Ireland. Sorry about that, I got distracted by the little green shoots. Bells of Ireland and poppies growing in there, and I'm going to have to thin them out a lot. But those are, wait a minute, maybe I can show you these. Can we see that? Yeah, look at there. There they are, coming up. Those are cool flower crops. Cool flower crops? Or cool flowers. Anyway, they grow in the cooler weather, so I'm excited about those. Here's some strawberries that overwintered that did great. I need to clean up and give them some berry tone. And you know, I've got rose bushes in containers, did great. But here's what we were talking about. Now, they don't look 17 inches deep here because we really mulched up heavily here in this area. We did put down some professional grade garden film, and it was professional grade. It's not really the kind that you can buy in the retail stores, but I did buy it at a garden center, so that, you know, kind of retail store. But we put that down first, and then we bought 2 loads of these wood chips. Now, this is not mulch. I mean, it is mulch, but it's not the finely shredded mulch. It's just the wood chips, and I knew I wouldn't be planting it directly in the ground, so you know, I'm not sure what all type of wood is in this mulch. So that's why, you know, I knew it would be okay, because I'm not going to be planting directly in the ground. But I do have 3 of these new Vigo garden beds, and as you can see, I topped them off with some lobster compost. And can you see how the soil is all roughed up there, I did not leave my beds that way. So you can see that a critter said, what is that smell? I want to investigate it. And they got in there and they roughed it up, and I am so glad I didn't have my seeds planted yet, because I'm getting ready to plant radishes and carrots and lettuces and things like that in some of these beds. And like this one right here is going to be tomatoes. This one is going to be, I think, the onions and the potatoes and things like that. There's some chives in there, and maybe some carrots, because they all pair well together. Radishes pair well. And then this one I think is going to be peas. And then when it's time for beans, this one will be beans and whatever else. I'll underplant the tomatoes with some marigolds and calendula things. Those two plants help with the bug control. So, and then these are the Stratco beds. Again, they don't look like they're 14 inches deep, but they are, because we really mulched up a lot. So with the metal beds, these are made specifically for gardening, so you don't have to worry about them, the metal getting too hot. They don't get hot and frying your plants. So they're made specifically for gardening. So anyway, just maybe giving you some ideas. And then we just used the cedar rails, post and rails from Lowe's, and we only needed to buy a couple more rails because we had quite a few. And then we got the 48-inch poultry wire and went around. And then this is, a part of our cattle fence here in the back, and you can see that's the high tensile fence. But we did the poultry wire just so the cows won't put their heads through. Anyway, because they do that sometimes. This is a cedar bed that my husband built, and it's just sort of countersunk in the ground, and I'm going to use that for maybe some sunflowers and things like that. There's my little fake porch, my little faux porch that my husband and son-in-law built for me that we really enjoy. So, all right, well, let me stop the camera again and turn it around real quick and say goodbye. So I know this video has gotten really long, and I apologize, but I appreciate you hanging with me. And I just seem like I have a lot to say. I don't know, I just run my mouth a lot. But I really thank you so much for watching. Thanks for liking and commenting and sharing and all of that jazz. I really appreciate you, gardeners. I hope you're doing well. Take care and happy gardening.